What is up, everybody? What's going on? We got our NBA trade deadline special right quick. I know everybody been going crazy and waiting for that Giannis news to drop, and I don't think it's gonna drop. But hey, you never know, right? So, how's y'all weekend? How y'all feeling? Because I know everybody waiting on Giannis, but we do have some blockbusters that just went down, obviously, over the past few days.
I've been good. I kind of came to the realization yesterday morning that Giannis probably wasn't going to get moved. And through the last 24 hours or so, we've seen the Timberwolves pull out of the sweepstakes. We've seen the Warriors pull out of the sweepstakes. The second that Kristaps move happened last night, it pretty much solidified to me that Giannis will be a Milwaukee Buck until at least the offseason, and then we'll just restart this whole cycle again. But yeah, I mean, otherwise I'm doing all right. Bucks won their first two games back to back since January, so that's something I guess. But I mean, if you want them to tank, then it's unfortunate. But other big moves have happened, obviously, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
I just want to make this clear that we have seen Giannis play his last game as a Buck because if he stays with the team, he's not playing again
No.
because his agent's going to shut him down. The team's going to shut him down for their value. And even if we make playoffs somehow, make the play in, it doesn't matter. He's not playing because I'm pretty sure he's set in stone on leaving, even though he loves the city. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he changes his mind and says, "Hey, if this team turns it around without me, maybe I'll come back and try to help them make a run." But all realistic, people I've been seeing are saying, if he stays, it doesn't matter. You're not going to see him play again. So, it's been real. It's been fun, but wish it would have happened a little bit sooner. And he didn't try to, say he wanted to stay here and then just switch his mind like usual. So
Well, the whole thing with it is like in the last like 2 days, he's given conversation interviews to a couple different Bucks beat writers and has basically said like, I want to stay in Milwaukee for life, but the team's not putting him in a position to where he's going to win a championship. And I mean, that's pretty clear right now. This roster is not going anywhere. Even if they somehow make the playoffs, despite being 8 games under 500 right now, they're not going anywhere. They're going to face off against the Pistons or the Knicks, and they're probably going to lose in 4 or 5 games. And it's just going to be a repeat of what we saw last year. And obviously, Doc Rivers has to go, but if they want any chance of contending again, but like at this point in the season, like what does that even solve? Like you might as well just lose games if Giannis isn't going to play. If you're not going to go anywhere, why even kid yourself into thinking you could make a run?
I don't get it. I say the Timberwolves are now out of the Giannis pursuit for now. Only team left is the Heat, as they really, really want to try to get him to come down there. But I mean, they have the best offer. I feel so. Maybe it'll work out. They got until 2 p.m. today or 3 p.m. our time, something like that. But it won't work out in my opinion. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, so I just had to share some bad news that we Sam Strash will no longer probably be with us going forward for now. He'll join as an occasional guest, but as a main host, as a guy that you'll see normally every Tuesday and Thursday or so that we did a pod, you probably won't end up seeing him. So that's sad to say.
I mean, obviously, best of luck to him. He's a busy guy, being what they call like an adjunct professor, doing stuff at Whitewater, trying to get a real job in content creation, working with the minor league minute guys. He's just busy, and I wish him the best of luck in whatever he does, and we hope to see him back on here at some point.
Yeah, he's always welcome to be a main host again. He's always welcome to come back on and, be a regular again because he was one of the guys he was like a pioneer. He's the one we started the pod with, right? So, um, wish him the best of luck. Obviously, it sucks because, now we lose another voice and I'm a baseball expert, to talk baseball, but we got guys around here and Chris and Nas. We all watch baseball as well, so we'll be able to give y'all baseball fix as well.
I'll do my best to pick up the slack, but I mean, Stratch's baseball knowledge is just insane. Like when you
whenever we have a baseball topic, we'll try to hopefully we can bring him on. We talking about baseball. Hopefully over the summer he'll have more free time to talk about baseball, obviously, which would be a great thing. So let's get into some of these trades, right? So the first trade I will say that happened, I believe.
Talk about your team. Y'all been
getting
some moves.
I will get into that in a second. But the first trade I want to say is the Wizards adding Trae Young.
Sorry, this is funny. That was really funny. Sorry, go ahead. Bro, they've added 9 second-round picks in the last week. They have 14 total. It's ridiculous. I mean,
they should start moving those. You know how like on 2K you can do that thing where it's like you trade from like the 31st to the 30th, the 29th to the 28th. Just start doing that with all those second rounders.
Their tallest player is 6'10". In an era 6'9". With Wemby. Yeah, 6'9", with an era with Wemby and Porzingis and even Rudy Gobert in the paint. Or Giannis.
And they'll still find a way to out-rebound Miles Turner.
Yeah, probably, but still.
The first trade I'll get into is Trae Young going to the Wizards, and Atlanta receives C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. How's that?
It's been working out for the Hawks pretty well. I feel like they're not doing
for the Wizards.
Bad.
I don't know what the devil they're doing, and then they added Anthony Davis as well yesterday.
They got Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Jaden Hardy,
Anthony Day-to-Day Davis.
Look. I will say, though, that team healthy with that young core. I mean, okay, my thing is this. Washington has done a phenomenal job, okay? When I mean by that, their GM has put all the right pieces together for them to be in a rebuild and be able to have a chance to go for players like this. Kispert wasn't working out for them very well, but let me break it down for you real quick. The Wizards GM, Will Dawkins, by the way, and asset management has been amazing. Bradley Beal's awful contract into Chris Paul. Okay, remember that. Immediately flipped Chris Paul for Jordan Poole. Okay, that was a good flip. Waited a season to let Poole get his volume up, and then traded him to the Pelicans for C.J. McCollum's expiring contract. Traded Kyle Kuzma and max value to the Bucks for Chris Middleton's soon to be expiring contract. Okay, all right. Now I'm not even done yet. Here we go. Used Middleton's contract to buy low on Anthony Davis, all while drafting Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, and Trey Johnson while making these moves. I mean, I'm honestly, this is a masterclass of NBA contract management, bro. Like, this is something that we never see. And especially with a young team, like, I wish they kept AJ Johnson, the guy that we had, the one that we drafted, and let go for no reason. But I mean, this GM is putting on a masterclass, and no one's talking about it because the Wizards are still irrelevant. But I'm telling you, with Trae Young, with hopefully healthy Anthony Davis, okay, which is a stretch. It's a stretch, right? I understand.
Day-to-day Davis.
I understand that, but we all know that when Anthony Davis is healthy, he's a top 10.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So if he's able to be healthy and Trae Young is able to be Trae Young with this young core and Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George has had a breakout year so far. Trey Johnson is turning up a little bit. Bub Carrington is still on the team. They just traded away Marvin Bagley Jr. to the Mavericks, along with Chris Middleton. So if they're still able to draft well and manage these contracts well, I really think this team could be something special in the next 2 years. So just wanted to highlight Will Dawkins. Great, he's becoming a great GM to me. Hopefully they can get their coaching situation down so they can actually start winning some games eventually next year. But yeah, that's all I got for them. But I'm happy for him. But yeah, the Bulls roster is hilarious. That's all I got. That's all I'll say. My bad.
I mean, obviously this year the Wizards aren't really going to make too much noise. Anthony Davis is still hurt. They're quite a ways out of the playoff picture right now. I don't see them, even if everyone's healthy, climbing all the way back in. But I think we're starting to see the window open a little bit for them. we're starting to see the championship window start to crack. There's going to be some chances in the next few years. Trae Young is a reclamation project, trying to get him back to what he was and play well in a team setting. Alex Sarr is a budding superstar. I shouldn't say superstar, but potential all-star, top NBA player. Anthony Davis is still, like we've been saying, a good NBA player. They got a couple other young guys that are intriguing. So this team could especially because the East is so weak, could start making noise in the next couple of years. And that would be great for Wizards fans because they've been through it the last half decade or so.
I do think the Bucks are in talks to get Ja Morant right now. And I don't know if that's a smart deal because I don't know what we'd offer. I think we'd have to give up Bobby for sure in that trade.
I mean, is that really our fan base, a lot of them have wanted Bobby traded for a long time. The thing with Bobby is he's a good scorer. He gets rebounds. He doesn't play any defense.
He tries. He has effort sometimes. He's a little older though.
I mean, I don't know. And Ja, I don't know if Ja improves the Bucks at all. It's just I'd have to see it in action, especially playing with Giannis, to see if they actually work together. I don't think he's a needle mover either. They're still a mid to lower tier Eastern Conference team, but it is the East, and the East is weak. So who knows?
Look,
maybe they make a little bit of noise if they somehow swing this.
Let's say this real quick. If Ja Morant did come to us, we'd probably trade KPJ and Bobby or something, or KPJ and Kevin or Kyle Kuzma.
As long as it's not Rollins. Just
no,
Rollins
I don't think Rollins is going anywhere. I think he's going to get extended down the line somewhere. I think we're going to build around him because he's a superstar in the making, in my opinion. Now, with Jalen's comment in the comments, I agree that AD is. I mean, because he has an eye injury, a finger injury. The guy literally. I mean, when he was playing though, he had some pretty bright moments. It just some games he just didn't even score a point. Like against the Thunder, I remember he didn't put up a basket until this fourth quarter, maybe 2 points that game. It was ridiculous. But look, I don't believe in Anthony Davis anymore. I drafted him in my fantasy league, which I thought it would work out because I thought maybe Nico was onto something. But Kyrie didn't come back. I don't think he's coming back anytime soon.
Drugs.
Right. Now for Ja in Milwaukee though, I'm not gonna lie. I can see him doing some damage, dude. I really do. I
think he's he's a slightly more dynamic KPJ.
Well,
in the sense where he's more athletic. He might be a little bit mistake prone. He's gonna miss time, which is unfortunate because he's injury prone and he's had, not saying a change of scenery might be good for him, but he's had off the court issues as well. But I mean, he's not really a shooter though. That's my one concern. When you're Giannis, you need guys that can shoot surrounding you. You don't.
Yeah, but he's a better passer though. He can open up the floor for you anywhere else. You know what I mean? His inside and mid range game are top tier in my opinion when he's healthy. I mean, his three is not great, but it's not bad at all by any means. I mean, I feel like he can still make some contested or open threes.
I mean, as long as he's not turning the ball over, I guess I'd be okay with it. But like we said, this is, if the Bucks trade for Ja, it's basically a last gasp, is what that is. This is even more of a last gasp than the moves we made this offseason. It just reeks of desperation. Now, who knows? Maybe it works, but I don't see it working in the way that Milwaukee would want it to.
Real quick on the Jazz.
That's exactly what I was about to say. So let's jump into the next trade. The Pistons added Herter, Saric, a 3-team trade. No one cares about that, obviously. But, that's good for the Pistons. They get a shooter. They get a knockdown shooter. So, in a 3-team trade. So that's good for them. But the Jazz make a pretty mind-boggling trade, a blockbuster, that you would say, because how big the name was. So the Utah Jazz have received Jaren Jackson Jr., Jock Landale, John Conchar, and Vince Williams Jr. for Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, George Niang, and 3 future first-round picks. So what that does then, now, obviously for all the people that's watching, if you're a Jazz fan, obviously, because I do have some people there that are Jazz fans, but We did not give up this year's first round pick. So this year's first round pick will still be ours. But we did give up, I think, a 2027, I think a 29, a 31, I believe it was, if I have to read it correctly. So 31, obviously the 2031 obviously we hope to not really actually mean nothing to us because we hope to be actually contending for a playoff spot, playing and actually contending for the finals at that point. But 2027, yeah, that's the best pick available between Cleveland and Minnesota. I believe that was really never our pick. So we gave Memphis the 3 less picks that we had, and 3 worst first round picks that you could say we had. So, but for Utah to receive Jaren Jackson Jr., that moves us into not being in the rebuild anymore. This will be the last year that we try to get a lottery pick. We hope to be in the playoffs next year. We hope to be contending for a perennial playoff spot, hopefully contending for the second round at least next year, because you obviously had an emergence of Keontae George this year. You got Ace Bailey, who's going to probably take a jump next year. You got Lowry Markkinen, who is Lowry Markkinen. He's a superstar anyway in his own making. Walker Kessler's hurt, obviously, and we have to have him back next year. Now you're just adding
you got to sign him. You got to re-sign. Do you think he's coming back?
He's he already got 3 years under his belt, so we're going to try to re-sign him. I think he still had 3 years left on the deal. That's why I think we made the deal, because we have control over him for 3 years.
Didn't he opt out though of his player option? Wasn't it because so he can get a bigger contract? Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
He's on his rookie deal, right? It would be a team option, wouldn't it?
Oh, team option. Was it a team option?
I
think this is the last year. Wasn't this is the last year of his team option, wasn't it? Or whatever. I thought it was a player option.
Was he a first rounder or a second rounder? I don't even remember.
He was a first round pick.
He was a first rounder.
They usually get 4 years and the last is a team, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's changed.
No, you're right. Let me see.
I believe he got extended already by Memphis. He was already extended, I think, by Memphis.
Who, Jaren Jackson?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Kessler. I want you. Is Kessler coming back? Yeah.
You're talking about Kessler. Yeah, they'll probably extend him because he won't cost as much because he has a torn labrum. So they're going to extend him.
So it said he's set to become a restricted free agent in 2026, and no contract extension was reached before the 2025 deadline. So you guys have to re-sign him to. So yeah, you got to re-sign him to like a full contract, which I don't know what your money's. I mean, the moves you've been making has been kind of clearing up, but I think Jaren Jackson's contract is a little hefty.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because we just traded Jock Landale for cash considerations from Atlanta. So that means we're going to probably end up paying Kessler.
So my question is
$240 million maximum. Jesus Christ. I didn't realize.
My question is for this is who, if you guys want to be legitimate playoff contenders in the next few years, I'll hear you out, but who are you leapfrogging?
That's true.
That's my question. Like,
that's true.
If you guys were in the East, it would be like if you traded for Trey J, I'd be like, oh, you're easily in the playoffs. But you're in the West, man. It's a gauntlet.
I think they're going to leapfrog the Lakers, not the Lakers, the Warriors.
I mean, the Clippers probably.
The Clippers are, yeah. I mean, they're pretty much done after, unless Darius Garland just becomes the best guard in the league, which I don't see happening. But I mean,
we will leapfrog people that's in front of us right now are Dallas, Memphis, Portland, Clippers, Golden State, Phoenix, and the Lakers. I think
Portland's only getting better. I mean,
yeah,
Portland with
Denver's
Dame
still going to be there. The Lakers will still probably be there.
I think Dame coming back to Portland will surge this team in the right direction.
That's if they keep Brown. That's if they keep Brown though for the Lakers.
Oh, Brown's going back to Cleveland, bro. That's my prediction. I don't know when. Maybe in the offseason.
I think he's playing one more year in Cleveland, and then he's calling it.
And remember, Lakers ain't. I think the Lakers really don't have no picks either. So they.
I mean, my concern, like, there's teams in the West, like the Warriors are pretty much done within the next 2 years, I would say. But like, the Nuggets aren't going anywhere. The Lakers, I still don't think are going anywhere. The Thunder aren't going anywhere. The Spurs aren't going anywhere. The Rockets aren't going anywhere. Like, you guys are going to have a objectively tough time, especially next year, contending in the West. Now, next year could be a bit more of a stepping stone, but I just don't know if trading 3 first-round picks was necessarily a smart move for you guys.
Well, I mean, because you're going to look at Keontae, and he's going to take another jump next year. He's going to
We hope.
be an all-star next year.
We
And
hope.
then you have Lowry Markkinen, who's 7 foot
Can he stay healthy?
sniper.
When Laurie last year
Well,
was way down. Like
healthy.
he's had a couple good
They
years.
do that on purpose
in
because
Utah.
you're trying not to say we're. Yeah, I'm not saying a word, but healthy. Yeah.
Can he stay healthy? Right. That's what I'm saying. Now, I don't know. I think you guys are going to be like right on the edge because the Spurs are going to be, you know, what I'm
We'll
saying
be
they're
a
going to take
6,
the
7
big league.
seed. We'll be a 6, 7 seed next year.
I think you guys might be like an 8 seed at best.
Because
I think
teams above us
you're
are.
going to be in the play-in next
You're
year.
going to be in the play-in and you're going to get the A seed and then get bounced by the Thunder or something.
We play OK because OKC is there. The Spurs, Denver, Houston, and Minnesota are the top 5.
I mean,
6,
those teams
7
are all going to be back next year. The
Yeah,
Lakers
so
will be back
those,
next year.
Those 5 are going to be right where they're going to be. But the Lakers at 6, that's arguably you could possibly jump them because they're not going to have a big, and you're going to dominate them in the paint. Phoenix.
But regular season-wise, I just don't know if you're beating them like through a full 82-game season.
The
still
Lakers
feel like
next year.
Well, no,
Well, you
I still
possibly-
feel like their record is going to be better than whatever. I would say you guys are good for anywhere from 35 to 45 wins next year. I think the Lakers still probably win more than 45 games.
That's if they don't get AJ or Darren Peterson. That's pending they don't win the lottery.
Yeah.
And don't forget, they still got money to spend.
I mean,
Let's say if you don't
we'll
win the
see.
lottery.
It's so hard to make next season predictions right now.
Yeah, we got to get to the draft and stuff, and then we can
Yeah.
really talk. We can really dive
and
into
free
it,
agency because things will flip on
Right.
their head in a couple
Right.
weeks.
Like people will sign with other teams, and Giannis will get traded to like maybe the West. Like if Giannis gets traded to the Timberwolves, that makes your chances a little bit harder because even though the
Yeah.
Timberwolves are, even though the Timberwolves will be gutted from all their players and their picks, which I don't think they even have any picks because they traded all of them for Rudy Gobert. But regardless, all their players are going to be gone because of Giannis, and that's going to make it even harder for you guys because you got another obstacle. You got Jokic and Giannis in the same conference, which just suck. So,
well, the teams that you just talked about, I'm saying we're not going to leapfrog them. I'm talking about the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns, or possibly teams.
I don't know. No, the Sun. No, I'm not going with the Suns. I'm not going with the Suns, bro. They're a 4 seed right now, 3 seed. They're good.
The
Suns are
good.
hanging
7
around.
seed.
But I mean, the West, as per usual, they're a game and a half out of the 3 seeds. So
that's what I'm saying. Like with
it's
Booker,
the same
Booker's
thing
injured
every
too.
year. They're all going to be within probably 48 to 54 wins.
Right, and Booker and Jalen Green are both hurt right now. Like when Booker was healthy, that team was a 3-4 seed. No one was talking about it because they don't have like I mean, they have Devin Booker obviously, but outside of that, they don't really have anything that's moving the needle. And on that team, that's eye opening to the public. But look, bro, I don't think you're jumping the Suns. I'll be honest, they're too consistent with it when it comes to these wins. And once they get healthy, like they're one of the best teams in the West. They're just that underrated. So, now let me see NBA rankings or standings.
If you actually look at the standings,
Let's look at the West.
The East is just as strong as the West. Look at it.
No, but that's because the West teams have to play each other so much. It's not based like in my eyes on record. Like I would say confidently that the Warriors at the 8th seed in the West would beat the Miami Heat in the 7-game series.
Like
at least when
Hornets,
they were fully healthy, I would say that.
Hornets are on a 7-game win streak. Didn't even realize that. That's ridiculous. I mean, record-wise, I mean, the East has more consistency, I guess. But like Chris said, I mean, they play each other all the time. So the Blazers,
LeBron's free. So he just said the Lakers are not the Lakers. He just said that LeBron is going to Cleveland. So where does that put the Lakers?
Well, they still have Luka, so I assume they.
I still think they're going to be healthy. They'll still be
remember, healthy.
Well, you got to realize.
The biggest thing is they got to address the center position with something better than DeAndre Ayton. But the Lakers are a team that swings for the fences, and I anticipate them to do exactly.
And the Jazz have.
I mean, we've seen Luka take bad players to the playoffs, bro. Like, I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. If Steph stays with the Warriors, I can still see them being a playing team. You maybe jump them for like the 8, and then they'll be the 9 and still be in the play-in, and you guys would have to play each other maybe for the 8 seed. The Trailblazers, I'm telling you, bro, that team will be good by next year. They'll be good. I think they should probably trade Scoot Henderson today, but I don't think they will.
I mean, they
I'm
got
not high
David
on Scoot. I
Polley's
never was
favorite
high on
player,
Scoot.
Denny Avdia, who's breaking out into an all-star.
I think they got to get rid of Scoot Henderson today. I don't know what the hell they're doing with him. I don't even know if I don't know when he's coming back from this hamstring injury that happened in like August. So I don't know. I'm confused on where they stand with that. The Clippers are going to decline now because James Harden is out, and that was one of the biggest reasons that they were winning. So I mean,
Speaking of trades, James Harden was just sent yesterday to the Cavaliers.
2 days ago.
Or 2 days ago, rather. He was sent to the Cavaliers for Darius Garland.
Look.
That actually,
y'all know my stance on this.
If I'm Cleveland, I mean, it's a bad move.
Oh my goodness, y'all know my stance.
If he stays healthy,
no, it doesn't.
I haven't watched.
Matter.
I'm not.
If you really like, I think
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've not watched a lot of James Harden in the last few years.
Look, I'll give you a synopsis here, Chris. Like, I'll give you the biggest. Look, I'll tell you what happened. Okay, you remember when he was in Houston? You know, he wanted Dwight Howard.
He wanted.
Right, he was allowed exactly. He wanted Dwight Howard. Didn't work out, so he shipped him off. He got Chris Paul. That one. This is my only pass for Chris Paul or James Harden. Is Chris Paul got hurt and they lost against the Warriors, but he didn't show up very well in some of those games against the Warriors. Okay, Chris Paul got hurt. Whatever. Okay, he ships him off. Gets his buddy Russell Westbrook. James Harden decides to go to Vegas on off days, and turn it up a little bit, and it looks like it's working. It looks like it's working. They get to the playoffs. They play the Lakers. He puts up less than 9 points, 2 for 10.
They got killed.
In game 4, got sent home. Where does he go? Oh, he's in a fat suit on his way to New York now. Oh, now we're talking. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. This is going to work perfectly. This team is winning. Well, he gets injured. He comes back. He's healthy enough to play, so he's not injured. He's hurt, which everyone is at that point. He comes back for game 5, puts up what 5 for 12 or something like that, and then game 7 puts up the same numbers, put up 9 points or 10 points, didn't do anything productive other than that, and hobbles around. But he's hurt. He's healthy enough to play. I don't care what anyone says. So he plays 2 more games for them in the regular season, then ships himself off to China, where he talks about how bad the organization is, and then he goes to 76ers. He makes the playoffs with 76ers. They're up 3-2 on the Celtics with Joel Embiid the MVP. They blow a 3-2 lead because James Harden doesn't know how to be a productive teammate. He gets mad because 76ers gave Joel Embiid the keys and not him. So then he goes back.
Not like Joel hasn't been their franchise cornerstone for 8 years.
So he blows that lead. He comes back for like 4 games on the 76ers. And then he leaves again because he hates the team. He hates the owner. He hates the coach. So he goes to LA instead. Oh, we're back. We're in LA now. Well, what happened last year? Well, he played the Nuggets in game 7. They got to game 7 in round 1. How many points did he put up? Oh, man. We're not even going to talk. This guy, and then he gets traded again because he wants out again because it doesn't work. Even when the team starts winning before the trade deadline, he wants out. And now he just ruined the Clippers' chances of competing in the playoffs potentially because maybe they're going to suspend Kawhi Leonard, and now they got Darius Garland, who's 10 years younger with some potential on his side. Trade for 36-year-old James Harden. Now he's on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and everyone expects this to work. No, it's not working. I understand that him and Donovan Mitchell are going to be extremely. Come on, bro. He said he didn't request a trade. Of course, he said that. He said that everywhere he went.
Everywhere he left.
He said, this is common knowledge, bro. He said this everywhere he went. He claims that the team wants him out, so that they just agreed to part ways. That's a cap. He wanted out right away. Why would the team want him out when they're winning games right away? Like, they've been winning games this entire 2026 season, bro. Ever since November, they've been on fire. They've lost like 3 games, maybe. They've been on fire, and now he wants out because he sees Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I mean, it's not going to work. It is not going to work. I'm sorry. I know James Harden and Donovan Mitchell is such an attractive backcourt, and we're going to see some great scoring out of them in the regular season, especially after All-Star break when everyone gets healthy. I understand that, but it's not working. They're going to win a playoff series, maybe. Okay, and if they do win that playoff series, great. But the second round, when you got to play the Celtics, well, yes, okay, he can make them better. But where does that get them?
I agree.
Please tell me where does that get them? They're not going to the finals.
It's debatable. The East is weak.
Okay, if they go to the finals, they're not beating the West team. I guarantee
they're not going to beat the West team. But
guarantee they're not beating.
My question is with this: both Harden and Mitchell are very high usage guys. Who's going to get the ball more between the two of them? Because I think there's going to be a power dynamic or dynamic problem. Like if Harden's not getting the ball, he's going to throw a hissy fit.
James Harden goes to teams expecting them to bend over for him. He expects them to do anything he wants, and it doesn't work out. It doesn't. It never will. I'm sorry. He's one of the most overrated players of our time. He's an all-time great. Okay, all-time great. He's one of the best guards we've ever seen, especially at the peak of his powers. But that leads to nothing. It leads to no winning. It never has. The closest he got was with Chris Paul.
He's never been a defender either.
I'm just saying, bro. I have all the respect in the world for James Harden and Russell Westbrook, but those two, even when they play their highest level, it does not lead to winning. It doesn't. I agree. They're gonna make him better. He's gonna make the team better. That's great. I hope he does. And I hope I'm wrong about all this. By the way, I'm not sitting here saying that I want James Harden to fail. My thing is that I have so high expectations for James Harden because everyone thinks that he's better than D Wade. People expect me to believe that he's better than D Wade. I'm not going for that. Never. So
who's saying that?
A lot, man. A lot of people will sit here and try to tell you James Harden is a better shooting guard.
He's a better scorer, but that's about all he's better at.
Not a better winner.
I mean, that's the thing about Harden is like he was always able to stack wins in the regular season, but once the playoffs come around, he's not a riser, and he never has been. Last year was the chance to right all those wrongs, and it didn't happen. He choked, he fell in the moment. When the lights got the brightest, he vanished into a corner.
What system is he? I'm confused. What system?
I think he's saying like when Harden comes in, like they run the system. Like he becomes the system. Like they run the system through James Harden.
And when has that ever worked out? It's never. When he plays the one, he played the point guard a little bit in on the Nets.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! What?
I mean, he's definitely greater than AI is.
Yeah, what are we talking about? James Harden played the point guard a little bit in the playoffs for the Nets. He didn't really play the one in the regular season because he barely played with Kyrie and KD because they're all were injured at different times. He played the one in Philly, did not work out. I mean, he was 2 in on the Rockets, and he was the primary ball handler.
He is better than artificial
LA.
Intelligence.
Duh. But look, my whole point is James Harden is not going to work. I don't think it will. I'm convinced. We have no evidence to back up that it'll work. So I'll leave it at that.
And then I will say Tyus Jones was traded from the Hornets to the Magic, which was pretty under the table. It was the other way. And then he headed back to the Hornets. Yeah.
Where y'all think LaMelo's going? Speaking of Hornets,
I don't think he's going anywhere. I haven't seen any rumors of.
He's not going nowhere. The Hornets are going to compete for the play-in tournament. So I don't think he's not going anywhere. But
I don't.
The last
maybe in the off season, I could see it, but just not right now. Like, there's been no rumors. Like, maybe they feel that it's in their best interest, but I don't know what his market is or anything like that. So
the last thing I wanted to get into was the Chicago Bulls. They decided to trade their whole roster within the last 48 hours. So, they completely have a revamped roster. The team I went to go see when Derrick Rose night is not the same team. That is not a team anymore. That team they have 9-10 guards on their team and like 14 picks.
I mean, you got to hit on a couple of them, right? If you have that many.
tried to call my mom this morning before we got on the pod, and she was upset and saying she's going into therapy, I believe, and she'll call me back. So
About the Bulls, damn.
The Bulls be getting people stressed out, man. Look, I've been trying to tell
you.
you.
Going into that kind of. I think she's going into physical therapy today.
Okay, well,
okay.
That therapy. No,
I was like,
not mental therapy. No,
the Bulls. I was gonna say the Bulls been doing bad things to people. Chicago.
I've seen some things already on Twitter and on CHGO Sports this morning. I've seen a lot already.
Bro, I'm seeing people on Twitter saying guard after guard after guard after guard. Can we go for?
They're getting that to move them to put them elsewhere so they can get a bigger player. That's all.
If you can get Zubac today, that'd be great. You better do it before the Pacers get him because I think Mathurin's in talks with him right now.
My question is with the Bulls, like even if they trade for Zubac, like this team they're cooked.
Bad.
Like
they're bad.
I mean, they got rid of all their role players. Besides, it's clear that they want to build around Matas Buzelis and Josh Giddey, which is fine. But they also don't have a big. I think the moves that they've made this week made it pretty clear to me that this year's a punt year and they're going to try and revamp for next year.
I was literally going to say this. The Bulls are so hell-bent on, that Michael Jordan era and never letting it go. And it's showing in the ownership. I have not seen a good move outside of the Giddey trade. I've not seen
Jerry Reinsdorf is a cheap ass. Look at the White Sox for so long. They've been just as poverty as the Bulls have. It's the same owner.
Exactly. And look, well, the White Sox had more recent success than the Bulls have. I mean,
yeah.
The White Sox made some good moves this offseason, but they were all buy low guys.
Yeah, but better moves than I've seen with the Bulls. Yeah, I'm not seeing a good move.
If there's one thing I will give the Bulls credit for is they finally moved some guys. Like these guys, Kobe White's been in trade rumors since I was in high school, basically.
That's facts.
And Vooch has been, they traded for him as like their all-in move, 5 years ago maybe? And he's been in rumors since pretty much the year after that when they realized it didn't work. So like if there's anything I will give them credit for, even if they're not the right moves, they at least tried. They did things. That's more than they've done for a long time.
I wouldn't even say trying, dude. I just think attempt is the better word. Like they attempt. Trying is like you're pushing for it. Attempting is like, oh, maybe this will work. And
there's gonna be a lot more moves that drop probably within the next few hours before the trade deadline. So, what is one move that you all think is gonna happen before?
I think Mathurin's out of there. Mathurin is getting moved. I know that's not a big one really, but I think he has high potential to be really good somewhere. I think he's getting moved today. Who else? If the Giannis trade goes through, I don't see it going through. But Tyler Hero, you're more than welcome to come back home, my boy. We would love to have you back. But that's I don't think that's gonna happen. But
if the Bucks make a move today, I want KPJ to be part of the package.
No, I don't want him going anywhere. I'm not gonna lie. I think him and Rollins together, especially after watching, they look so good together, dude.
My problem with KPJ is he reminds me a little bit of Brandon Jennings in the way that he was super streaky back in the day. Like on the days where he's good, he's really damn good. But on the days where he's not good.
Bro, but he's our best production outside of Giannis. If you look at not points, maybe not points wise. That's Rollins.
Usage rate is so high. Like when he's in the game, he is the offense.
That's what I'm saying. KPJ is a turnover machine. Like he passes so much. He has to. No one else can besides maybe Rollins. I mean, he's literally passing nonstop. Like he averages 8 assists. I'm pretty sure 7 assists. That's ridiculous for him to come and do this right away this year. I mean he can get a triple double easily.
I talked about this with my brother. KPJ is like a guard Andre Drummond. He could put up 20, 10, and 10, and it would have zero impact on the final score.
I don't know, bro. It makes
the
team better, bro.
He's not a net negative, I don't think, but he's not a net positive either, I don't think.
Oh, my God.
This might be a crazy take, but that's just how I feel. I think Rollins is more of a net positive than...
That's how some of the people that are Packer fans feel. They do that. They feel like they want to do that.
Look, man,
especially after this
I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
They couldn't dare see the Bears be successful.
Look, man,
it's not even that, man. We lost our entire we lost our tight end, our top weapon on offense. We lost our all-world defensive lineman. Like losing to the Bears was just the cherry on top of this shit season.
So real quick before we end the show, Super Bowl predictions. We can't leave without saying that. I got the Seahawks by 10
Seahawks
points.
by like 30.
I got Seahawks 31-17,
playing.
which means New England is going to win because I'm always wrong.
That's true.
No,
Me
I got
too.
the Seahawks winning by 10. I just think it's
31-21 is my score.
I think the score is probably going to be 30-27.
That offense is disgustingly scary.
I mean, Rashid Shaheed's probably going to have a burner touchdown. Kenneth Walker's going to have a game. Like JSN, even though he'll be guarded by Christian Gonzalez most of the time, I think he'll still be able to
Sam
take
Darnold
it a couple of times.
Cannot
Sam
have
Darnold
a bad game.
He played magnificent against the Rams. If he plays 3/4 of what he did in that game, I think they cruise.
You cannot get outplayed by.
He just can't. He can't make mistakes. He can't do what C.J. Stroud did, or even half of what C.J. Stroud did.
You cannot. Your team is better, but you cannot do it. I don't care what. If you give Drake May the ball within the 30-yard line, he's gonna score. I hate to say it, he just.
And Ramondre Stevenson's been pretty darn good.
Oh yeah. Seahawks though. Let's get it.
Well, we've come to the end of that show. We had our favorite NBA trade deadline specials. Subscribe, like, share, comment, follow our podcast page on other platforms. The link will be in the description box below. We will post reels and shorts, not shorts this show because the NBA trade deadline is the only thing we talk about. So go ahead and just rewatch the live, you can always DM us on things you'd like to have answered, comments you may have. We dab in other topics like music, film, travel, or life outtakes as well. We do try to get into that, but since the sports season is so heavy right now, we're going to just stick with sports. And thank you for watching. Our personal Instagrams are in the bottom, and Nazcast will be starting up very soon. So
yes, sir.
Get ready. That's going to be a good one to see. And with that, we'll see you soon.